Video 6. Parasitic draw testing. Parasitic draw testing refers to when your batteries end up dead after the vehicle hasn't been used for a few days to a couple of weeks. To begin a parasitic draw test, first confirm your battery isn't the issue. You can either test it yourself or you can bring it to a battery store to be tested. Next, make sure to disable all loads. All lights off, radio off, anything else that could be drawing current. You might need to disconnect a door or dome lamp for the vehicle, as a lot of the time there's a fuse box inside that you'll need to get to for testing. If the fuse box is in the trunk, you might have to disable the trunk light. If there's a fuse box underneath the hood and the hood light's on when your hood's open, you might have to disconnect your hood light. A lot of times there's a door open switch, as you can see on the drawing over here. The door open switch could be on either side. A lot of times I'll find some way to push the switch in so the light stays off. Sometimes tape works, and sometimes the dome light stays on if your door latch is open. So sometimes what I like to do is take a screwdriver just to close the door latch. All depends on which type of vehicle you're dealing with. And also make sure to keep all smart keys away from the vehicle, as close smart keys could actually cause your modules to start back up. Step 2. Connect an amp clamp or put your multimeter in series in between the negative battery post and the negative cable. You can see here on this picture, the negative battery cable is disconnected and your multimeter is put in series with your battery to measure amperage. Or if you have these amp clamps, I love these amp clamps, you could just hook them up to the cable and you can read amperage reading through that cable. I prefer to use the amp clamp method because sometimes the amperage can be higher than your multimeter can handle, and some computers or modules may reset or reboot after disconnecting and reconnecting a battery connection. With your ammeter hooked up or multimeter hooked up, wait around 30 minutes or longer for the vehicle system to completely power down. The amperage shown is the parasitic current. The acceptable readings for parasitic draw are usually between 30 to 100 milliamps, depending on type of vehicle. The more modules you have, the more power they'll contain. Um, and also keep in mind, I've had it quite a few times where there's vehicles with forms of cameras that are running 24/7 to monitor vehicle collision or anything that can happen in those vehicles. A lot of times, those cameras themselves will also draw current. If they have parasitic draw concerns, I would recommend disconnecting the cameras and seeing if the cameras are the parasitic draw or if there's another issue connected to a parasitic draw besides the actual cameras themselves. Step 3. Pulling fuses. Pull fuses one at a time until the amperage drops. Once it drops, you know the parasitic draw is in that system. After figuring out which system that fuse controls, I would start at the main load for that circuit, whether it's a light, a wiper motor, a sunroof motor, or if the current draw is still present with the fuse in and the load unplugged, there's a good chance it's a wiring or a switch issue. Be careful unplugging the load, as it might cause the module to power up. That ends my video on parasitic draw testing. Thank you guys for watching.